Let us be that.
Members, Mr. Speaker.
We are praying. Almighty God, who in your wisdom and goodness have appointed the offices of leaders and county assemblies for the welfare of society and just government of the people, we beseech you to behold with your abundant favor us, your servants, whom you've been pleased to call to the performance of important trust in this republic. Let your blessing descend upon us here assembled, and grant that we treat and consider all matters that shall come under our deliberation in so just and faithful a manner as to promote your honor and glory, and to advance the peace, prosperity, and welfare of our country and of those whose interests you've committed to our charge. Amen. Thank you so much, Madam Clerk. Please take us through the order paper of today.
Supplementary order paper number 109B of today, Tuesday, 26 September 2023 at 2:30 p.m. Order number 1, administration of oath.
Next order.
Order number 2, communication from the chair.
Thank you, honorable members. I have the following communication to make. For those who may have not known, our Speaker, Elisha Jakoraro, lost his father, John Uko Tuea, and the burial will be on 8th of October 2023. We are asking everyone, including the Assembly, to put our Speaker in prayers and to support him anyway so that he can give his father a befitting send-off. Next order, Madam Clerk.
Order number 3, messages.
Next order.
Order number 4, petitions.
Next order.
Order number 5, papers.
Yes, Honorable Nancy Matara.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I stand to lay a paper pursuant to the provision of orders, standing order number 182, clause 6 of the Kisumu County Assembly, standing orders. I wish to table today, Tuesday, 26th September 2023, a report by Sports, Culture, Gender and Youth Affairs Committee on the 4th edition of the County Assembly Sports Association CASA Games 2023, held in Nakuru from 19th August to 27th August 2023.
Thank you, honorable members. I wish to acknowledge the receipt of a report of the 4th edition of CASA Games 2023 held in Nakuru County as from 19th to 27th August 2023 from the Committee on Sports, Culture, Gender and Youth Affairs, And I want to direct that this report be taken to the Committee of House Business to schedule for discussion in the floor of the House. Next order, Madam Clerk.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
Next order. Yes, proceed, Honorable Nancy Matara.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Sir, to the persons to the provision of orders number 45, clause 1 of Kisumu County Assembly standing orders, I wish to give a notice of motion that this House adopts the report by Sports, Culture, Gender and Youth Affairs Committee on the fourth edition of the County Assembly Sports Association, that's CASA, Games 2023, held in Nakuru from 19th August 2023 to 27th August 2023.
Next order, Madam Clerk.
Order number 7, statements.
Honourable members, we are on statement hour. Next order, Madam Clerk.
Commencement of business. Order number 8, motion. Adoption of the report by Liaison Committee on consideration of the half-yearly progress reports of all committees for the period ended 30th June 2023 by Honorable Nerea Okombo, Chairperson.
Honorable Nerea Okombo. What is it, the Honorable Majority Leader?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Mr. Speaker, on behalf of the Chairperson Liaison Committee, I would like to move a motion for the adoption of the report Liaison Committee on consideration of a half-yearly progress reports of all committees for the period ended 30th June 2023.
Proceed, Honorable Member.
Mr. Speaker and honorable members, the Liaison Committee in its work plan, which was adopted on the floor of this House on 9th August 2023, alongside its report on appointment of committee's annual operating budgets for the fiscal year 2022-2023, outlining its intended activities. Among them was consideration of the half-yearly progress reports of all committees. During the committee meeting held on Tuesday, 27th June 2023, where the minute reminded its members about submission of their respective committees' half-yearly progress reports as is a requirement of the standing orders for consideration and subsequent adoption by the House. This report, therefore, is a compilation of the reports as submitted by the chairpersons on Tuesday, 1st August 2023, analysis and presentation of the general performance of the committees during the period ended 30th June 2023, and finally presented in fulfillment of the requirement of standing orders number 183, part 1 and 2 of the Kisumu County Assembly standing orders. Mr. Speaker and honorable members, in coming up with this report, the committee relied on the following methodology. 1, examine half-yearly progress reports submitted by each House committee. Mr. Speaker and honorable members, the main objective of this exercise was to fulfill the requirements of standing orders number 183, part 2 of the County Assembly standing orders that mandates the committee to compile and report under paragraph 1 and subsequent a report to the County Assembly. Liaison Committee on consideration of a half-yearly progress reports by all committees during the period ended 30th June 2023. Mr. Speaker and honorable members, the committee wishes to thank the office of the Speaker and the Clerk of the Kisumu County Assembly for the support accorded to its towards fulfillment of its mandate. The committee also recognizes and appreciates the commitment and valuable contribution that its honorable members exercised during the sittings to deliberate on the various elements of this report, not forgetting its secretaries for their exemplary performance in providing the needed technical support. Finally, it is my pleasant duty and privilege on behalf of this committee to present the Liaison Committee report on consideration of half-yearly progress reports of all committees for the period ended 30th June 2023 before this House for debate and adoption. Mr. Speaker and honorable members, liaison committee is established pursuant to the provision of standing orders number 194 of the Kisumu County Assembly standing orders, which provides that 1, there shall be a select committee to be known as the liaison committee, which shall consist of the chairperson of committees as the chairperson and all chairpersons of all other committees of the County Assembly. 2, the liaison committee shall 1, guide and coordinate the operations, policies and mandates of all committees. 2, deliberate on and apportion the annual operating budget among the committees. 3, consider the programs of all committees, including the need to travel and sit away from presence of County Assembly. 4, ensure that committees submit reports as required by the standing orders. 5, determine whenever necessary the committee or committees to deliberate on any matter. And lastly, give such advice relating to the work and mandate of select committees as it may consider necessary. 3, the liaison committee shall consider reports compiled by other committees which reports have not been deliberated by the County Assembly and shall report to the County Assembly on consideration of such reports. Mr. Speaker and honorable members, pursuant to the report of the selection committee on the constitution of the House committees that was adopted by the House on the 26th day of April 2023 and in line with the standing orders number 194 part 1, the liaison committee is constituted as follows, as shown in the table below. Mr. Speaker and honorable members, the committee, while carrying out this exercise, was guided by the following statutory instruments. Section 14 of the County Assembly, under the County Government Act number 17 of 2012. That's the procedure and committees of the County Assembly. A County Assembly may make standing orders consistent with the Constitution and this Act regulating the procedure of the County Assembly, including in particular orders for the proper conduct of proceedings and, subject to standing orders made under paragraph A, may establish committees in such a manner and for such general or special purposes as is it considers fit and regulate the procedure of any committee so established. Kisumu County Assembly Standing Orders number 183, that is progress reports. 1, unless a more regular interval is prescribed under any written law or these standing orders, each select committee shall submit half-yearly progress reports to the liaison committee. 2, the liaison committee shall, within 21 days, compile the reports under the paragraph 1 and submit a report to the County Assembly. Committees have half-yearly progress reports for the period ended 30th June 2023. Medical services, public health and sanitation. Activities for consideration during the period under review. In its work plan for the financial year 2022-2023, the committee had lined the following activities for consideration during the period under review, as tabulated in the table below. Number of sittings, the committee held a total of 11 sittings, out of these 9 were regular and 2 were special sittings. As tabulated below, we have the local visits, the workshops, and papers to the committee. Statements referred to the committee, petitions referred to the committee, reports tabled before the House, as in the table shown below. Business pending before the committee is none. Priorities for the next half year, July to December 2023, in line with the committee work plan, financial year 2023-2024, as tabulated in the table. And key challenges encountered during the period under review. The committee did not experience any challenge. 2, liaison committee. Activities for consideration during the period under review. In its work plan for the financial year 2022-2023, the committee had lined the following as its priority for consideration during the period under review, as in the table below. Number of sittings, the committee held a total of 12 regular sittings. We have the local visitors in the table, workshops, seminars, papers committed to the committee. Statements referred to the committee, none. Petitions referred to the committee, none. Reports tabled before the House, we have that report in the table. Business pending before the committee, none. Priorities for the next half year, July to December 2023, in line with the committee work plan financial year 2023-2024, as in the table below. Challenges encountered during the period under review. The committee did not experience any challenge. 3, we have the house business. Activities for consolidation during the period under review. In its work plan for the financial year 2022-2023, the committee listed the following activities for consolidation during the period under review, as stated in the table below. Number of sittings, the committee held a total of 17 sittings, out of which 16 were regular and 1 was a special sitting. We have local visits, we have workshops as shown in the table, papers committed to the committee, none. Statements referred to the committee, none. Petitions referred to the committee, none. Reports tabled before the House, none. Business pending before the committee, none. Priorities for the next half year, July to December 2023, in line with the committee work plan financial year 2023-2024, as shown in the table. Challenges encountered during this period under review, the committee did not experience any challenge. The next committee, County Budget and Appropriations Committee. Number of sittings, the committee had a total of 8 meetings to deliberate, transact and process various programs and activities in line with its mandate. The committee outlined the following activities for consideration in line with its work plan for second half year of the financial year 2022-2023, that is January to June 2023, as shown in the table. Workshop, seminars, retreats, as shown in the table. Papers committed to the committee, as tabulated in the table below. Reports tabled before the House, as shown in that table. Business pending before the committee as at 30th June 2023. The committee has no pending work before it. Priorities for the next half, July to December 2023, in line with the committee work plan financial year 2023-2024, as stipulated in the table below. Challenges encountered during the period under review. 1, late and submission of inadequate supportive documents on various plans, policies and budgets by the executive. 2, inadequate allocation of committee operation budget. 3, lack of physical analysts to help analyze key documents. 4, failure by the executive to submit published documents after approval by the assembly. 5, lack of a fully resourced budget committee technical staff office. Recommendation that the committee allocation be increased to enhance committee performance. The next committee is agriculture, fisheries, livestock development and irrigation. Number of sittings, the committee had a total of 15 meetings deliberating on various reports, statements and respective subject issues referred to it by the House. The committee outlined the following activities for consultation in line with its work plan for financial year 2022-2023, that is January to June 2023, as tabulated in the table below. Workshops, seminars, retreats, as shown in the table below. Papers committed to the committee, as shown in the table below. Petitions referred to the committee, none. Reports tabled before the House, as indicated in the table. Business pending before the committee, none. Priorities for the next half year, that is January to December 2023, in line with the committee work plan, financial year 2023-2024, as listed in the table below. Challenges encountered during the period under review. Inadequate budgetary provision to facilitate all the aligned programs, activities in the committee work plan. 2, clashing of committee meetings leading to quorum H. Recommendation, committee allocation be increased to enhance committee performance. Next committee, finance and ICT. The committee outlined the following activities for consideration in line with its work plan for the financial year 2022-2023, January to June 2023, as tabulated in the table below. Number of sittings, the committee had a total of 13 meetings deliberating on various reports, statements, respective subject issues referred to it by the House. Workshops, as indicated in the table. Papers committed to the committee, as shown in that table. Statements referred to the committee, none. Petitions referred to the committee, none. Reports tabled before the House, as indicated in the table below. Business pending before the committee is also indicated in the table. Priorities for the next half year, committee work plan as indicated in the table. Challenges encountered during the period under review. 1. Inadequate budgetary provision to facilitate all the aligned programs activities in the committee work plan. 2. Clashing of committee meetings leading to quorum hitch. Recommendation of the committee allocation be increased to enhance committee performance. Next committee, delegated county legislation. The committee deadlined the following activities for consideration in line with its work plan for financial year 2022-2023 as indicated in the table. Number of sittings, 6 sittings. Local visits, none. Workshops, none. Papers committed to the committee, none. Statements referred to the committee, none. Petitions referred to the committee, none. Reports tabled before the House, 1 as indicated. Business pending before the committee, none. Priorities for the next half year, July to December 2023 as indicated in the table below. Challenges encountered during the period under review. 1. Quorum H. 2. Inadequate committee funding. The next committee is implementation. The committee deadlined the following activities for consideration in line with its work plan for the financial year 2022-2023 as indicated in the table. Number of sittings, 10 sitting. Local visits, none. Workshops as indicated in the table. Papers committed to the committee, none. Statements referred to the committee, 2. Petitions referred to the committee, none. Reports tabled before the House, 1 as indicated. Business pending before the committee as indicated in the table below. A number of businesses. Motions passed by the third assembly, first and second sessions as indicated in the table. Pending statements. Statements sought by Honorable Umbo Wade on matter of payment of the project management committees. Statements sought by Honorable James Were on the siltation of rivers and drainages within Kisumu County. Priorities for the next half year as indicated in the table. Challenges encountered during the period under review. 1. Inadequate committee funding. 2. Delay in responses from the executive. 3. The county executive do not prioritize implementation of a house resolution during budget. 4. Quorum hitch. The next committee is powers and privileges. The committee outlined the following activities for consideration in line with its work plan for financial year 2022-2023, January to June, as indicated in the table. Number of sittings, 2 sittings. Local visits, none. Workshops, as indicated in the table below. Papers committed to the committee, none. Statements referred to the committee, none. Petitions referred to the committee, none. Reports tabled before the House, 1 as indicated. Businesses pending before the committee, none. Priorities for the next half year as indicated in the table below. Challenges encountered during the period under review. 1. Inadequate committee funding. 2. Quorum hitch. The next committee is water, environment, natural resources, and climate change. The committee outlined the following activities for consideration in line with its work plan for the financial year 2022-2023, January to June, as indicated in the table. Number of sittings, 7 sittings. Local visits, as indicated in the table below. Workshops, seminars, retreats, 1. Papers committed to the committee, 1. Statements referred to the committee, none. Petitions referred to the committee, none. Reports tabled before the House, as indicated in that table. Businesses pending before the committee, as indicated in the table below. Priorities for the next half year, as indicated in the table. Challenges encountered during the period under review. 1. Inadequate finance for committee operations. 2. Non-compliance from the departments in regards providing information to the committee. Quorum hitch in some of the committee meetings affected committee performance. The next committee is procedure and rules. The committee outlined the following activities for consideration in line with its work plan for the financial year 2022-2023, January to June, as indicated in the table below. Number of sittings, 4 committee sittings. Local visits, none. Workshops, none. Papers committed to the committee, none was committed to the committee. Statements referred to the committee, none. Petitions referred to the committee, none. Reports tabled before the House as indicated in the table. Business pending before the committee, none. Priorities for the next half year as tabulated in the table. Challenges. 1. Inadequate finance for committee operations. 2. Quorum hitch in some of the committee meetings affected committee performance. Next committee, labor and social welfare. The committee outlined the following activities for consideration in line with its work plan for financial year 2022-2023 as indicated in that table. Number of sittings 11, local visit none, workshop seminars as indicated in that table, papers committed to the committee as indicated in the table, statement referred to the committee as indicated in the table, petitions referred to the committee as tabulated in that table, reports tabled before the House as indicated in the table, business pending before the committee, 4 businesses, priorities for the next half year as tabulated in the table below, challenges, financial constraints, and a late response from the line department in cases of inquiry. Next committee, public accounts and investment. The Public Accounts and Investment Committee outlined the following activities for consolidation in line with its work plan for financial year 2022-2023, January to June 2023, as indicated in the table below. Number of sittings, 14. Local visits as indicated in the table. Workshops as indicated, 3. Papers committed to the committee, a number of them as lined in the table below. Statements referred to the committee, none. Petitions referred to the committee, none. Reports tabled before the House as indicated, 3. Businesses pending before the committee, 7. Priorities for the next half year as indicated in the table below. Challenges encountered during the period under review. 1. The major challenge that the committee encountered is the insufficient funds for report writing. The committee considered a number of Auditor General reports through meetings with the accounting officers and the Office of the Auditor General. The meetings were live streamed by the County Assembly Broadcasting Unit. However, the committee could not proceed to report writing. 2. A few of the accounting officers kept asking the committee to postpone the meetings for lack of preparedness. The next committee is Justice and Legal Affairs Progress Report. The committee outlined the following activities for consideration in with its work plan financial year 2022-2023, 7 of them as indicated. Number of sittings, 17. Local visits as indicated. Workshops, 1. Papers committed to the committee, none. Statements referred to the committee as indicated, 1. Petitions referred to the committee, 2. Reports tabled before the House, a number of them, 7. Business pending before the committee as indicated in the table. Priorities for the next half year in line with the committee work plans financial year 2023-2024 as attached. Challenges encountered during the period under review. This is the committee that did not encounter any challenge. Next is infrastructure, energy and public works. The committee outlined the following activities for consideration in line with its work plan for financial year 2022-2023, that is January to June 2023, as indicated in the table below. Number of meetings, 7. Local visits, 2. Workshops, 1. Statement referred to the committee, 6. Reports tabled before the House, 2. Business pending before the committee, 2. Priorities for the next half year in line with the committee's work plan financial year 2023-2024, 4. Challenges encountered during the period under review, inadequate budgetary allocation. The next committee is selection committee. The committee outlined the following activities for consideration in line with its work plan for financial year 2022-2023 as indicated in the table. Number of sittings, 2. Local visits, none. Workshops, none. Papers committed, none. Statements referred to the committee, none. Petitions to the committee, none. Report table before the House, 1. Businesses pending before the committee, none. Priorities for the next half year as tabulated in the table below. Challenges, inadequate finance for committee operations. 2. Quorum hitch in some of the meetings affected the committee performance. Next is lands, physical planning, housing and urban development. Activities line for consideration in line with this work plan for financial year 2022-2023 as shown in the table below. Number of sittings, the committee held 14 sittings. Local visits, none. Workshops as shown below. Papers committed to the committee, 1. Statements referred to the committee, 3. Petitions referred to the committee, 1. Reports tabled before the House, 6. Business pending before the committee, 1. Priorities for the next half year as tabulated in the table below. Challenges encountered during the period under review, insufficient funds. Next committee, 2. Trade, tourism, marketing and industry. The committee outlined the following activities for consideration in line with its work plan for the financial year 2022-2023, January-June. As indicated in the table, number of sittings, 9 committee meetings, local visits, none, workshops, as indicated, 1, papers committed to the committee, none, statements referred to the committee, none, petitions referred to the committee, none, reports tabled before the House, 1, business pending before the committee, none, priorities for the next half year, July to December 2023, as indicated in the table below. Challenges, inadequate finance for committee operations. 2, quorum H in some of the committee meetings affected committee performance. The next one is war development. The committee outlined the following activities for the consideration in line with its work plan for financial year 2022-2023, January to June 2023, as indicated in the table. Number of sittings, 4. Local visits, none. Workshops and seminars, 1. Papers committed to the committee, none. Statements referred to the committee, none. Petitions referred to the committee, none. Reports tabled before the House, as indicated below in that table. Business pending before the committee, none. Priorities for the next half year, July to December 2023, as indicated in that table. Challenges encountered during the period under review, financial constraint. The next committee is welfare and equal opportunities. The committee headlined the following activities for consideration in line with its work plan for financial year 2022-2023. That is January to June, as indicated in that table. Number of sittings, 9 committee sittings. Local visits, none. Workshops, seminars, 1. Papers committed to the committee, none. Statements referred to the committee, none. Petitions referred to the committee, none. Reports tabled before the House, 1. Business pending before the committee, none. Priorities for the next half year, as indicated in the table below. Challenges, quorum H, and inadequate committee funding. Next, Committee on Education, Technical Training, Innovation and Social Services. The committee outlined the following activities for consideration in line with its work plan for financial year 2022-2023. 1. Evaluation of the Kisumu County Bursary Fund. 2. Investigation into the status of ECD education in Kisumu County. 3. Investigation into the status of technical and vocational education training in Kisumu County. 4. Vetting of Chief Officer for the Department of Education. 5. Consideration of the status of child care services in Kisumu County. And lastly, investigation into gender inclusive education system in Kisumu County. Legislative summary is provided below. The next one is Appointments Committee. The committee outlined the following activities for consideration in line with its work plan for financial year 2022-2023, January to June. 1. Any other vetting, Chairperson Kisumu County Revenue Board. 2. Sessional report of the committee. Legislative summary is provided below. Committee performance with regards to the number of businesses during the period under review is provided in the table below. The first one being the house business, and can go through it. Sectoral committees ranking was also provided. Comparative performance between the first and second halves of the financial year is provided in the table. Comparative analysis of performance of the county assembly is also provided there in the table. Overall performance during the financial year 2022-2023 is also provided. Legislative performance of the county assembly is also provided. Mr. Speaker and honorable members, the committee observed as follows. 1. On aligning priorities to the work plans, that most committees' activities listed in their progress reports for the period under review do not align with the priorities they provided in their previous progress reports and work plans. That activities listed in the progress reports by some committees as their priorities for the coming half of the financial year do not align to the activities listed in their work plans for the same period. 2, on performance of committees that committees performed better in the second half of the year than in the first half. This was evident by the number of reports presented. It is also important to note that in the first half of the financial year lasted for about 4 months. On the legislative performance of the County Assembly during the period under review, that there was processed a total of 12 statements, 6 of which were statements sought in the previous period, that is the year that is ended 31st December 2022. B, that a total of 4 bills were before the County Assembly, all of which were completely processed. C, that 5 motions were processed, all of which were statutory motions. D, that a total of 3 petitions were before the County Assembly. And E, that a total of 22 papers were laid before the floor of the House. On comparison of the performance of the County Assembly between the period ended 31st December 2022 and the period ended 30th June 2023. That during the period under review, the County Assembly presented 40 reports during the period ended 30th June 2023 against 8 during the period ended 31st December 2022, giving a positive variance of 43. That during the period under review, the County Assembly received 3 petitions during the period under review against 2 during the period ended 31st December 2022, giving a positive variance of 1. That during the period under review, a total of 10 statements were sought against 22 sought during the period ended 31st December 2022, recording a negative variance of 12. That during the period under review, 5 motions processed against 6 during the period ended 31st December 2022. That of the 6 motions received during the period ended 31st December 2023, 4 were statutory and 2 were private motions, while all the 5 during the period under review were all statutory motions. Overall legislative performance of the County Assembly, that in the entire financial year before the County Assembly were 11 motions, 35 statements, 6 bills, 5 petitions, and a total of 39 papers. That in the entire financial year, out of the 35 statements sought, only 21 were responded to and completely processed. That the bills before the County Assembly were all completely processed. That out of the 5 petitions, 2 have been processed. However, it is important to note that as at the lapse of the financial year, the remaining 3 were still within the timelines. Mr. Speaker and honorable members, the committee, in accordance with its mandates and from the above findings and observations, recommends 1. That members need to propose motions and private member bills to reduce the House reliance on motions originating from papers submitted by the executive arm of the government. By actively generating their own motions and bills, members can contribute to a more diverse and independent legislative agenda, fostering a balanced representation of priorities and concerns within the House. That committee strives to implement a systematic and periodic review process to assess and align the activities as indicated in the annual work plans to their progress reports. This will help foster a better coordination in ensuring that the activities consistently contribute to achieving the objectives and those of the County Assembly as a whole. Mr. Speaker and honorable members, it is now my privilege to present this report by the Liaison Committee on consideration of half-yearly progress reports by all committees during the period ended 30th June 2023 before this House for adoption. May I call upon Honorable Vitalis Komudo to second. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Komudo.
Honorable Speaker, honorable members, with due respect, I wish to second the report, read very clearly spelled out, containing the magnitude of all is done within the various committees of the House. Thank you.
Thank you, honorable members. A motion has been moved on a report from the Committee on Liaison on their consideration of half-yearly progress reports of all committees for the period ended 30th June 2023. And now it's time to put a question, and I propose that we open this report for debate. Honourable members, we are having a motion on liaison committees, consideration of half-yearly progress reports of all committees for the period ended 30th June 2023. Yes, Honorable Moses Uchel.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm fit to echo what has been presented by the Leader of Majority on behalf of the Chairperson. Mr. Speaker, in general, I may say that all the committees have done their best within the time indicated. And Mr. Speaker, the only bit that shocks me is the inability of committees to sit because of lack of quorum. May I take this chance now to beseech all members that to take the committee work seriously. And this, I may say, after having visited Senate, Mr. Speaker, for those who visited the Senate last week, Mr. Speaker, we realize that the legislature in this House is not with the Senate. The senators are very serious, very committed, and punctual. And therefore, as members of this House, Mr. Speaker, for us to do our duty diligently, we have to be there all the times. And this, by extension, to the leadership of this House, Mr. Speaker. May the leadership take their work seriously, because normally the flock follow the leaders. And most of the times, leaders don't attend committee meetings. So I'm just requesting that may the leadership lead us by example. Finally, Mr. Speaker, I want to believe that the calendar for committee in that financial year was not fully implemented, majorly because of financial constraints. How I wish that the same cannot be repeated this time round, because last time we had a budget, all committees have their budget, but somewhere, somehow, Mr. Speaker, this money were consolidated into account to do different activities other than the ones which they were intended to do. So, as a matter of practice, let's allow the committees to utilize that which belongs to them to the fullest, so that the individual membership can be more motivated. Otherwise, thank you so much, Mr. Speaker.
Members, we are debating on the report from liaison on their consideration of half-yearly progress report for all committees for the period ended 30th June 2023. Yes, Honorable James Omolo.
Mr. Speaker, going by the mood of this House, may I call the mover to reply? Thank you.
Thank you, honorable members. Going by the silence and the applause by the members, I think they want the mover to reply. Seems the report came from these members and they know what's in the report. So, Honorable Majority Leader. Could you please assist?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I want to say that this is one of the few reports that has received an overwhelming support from the members. And I want to start by saying that by asking members to attend committee meetings, as has been said by Honorable Chele, I want to fully agree with him, especially the committees that the majority are in the leadership, and to be specific, the Committee of Health. So I want to sincerely ask the members of these committees kindly attend these meetings so that we get to the quorum. I have also noticed that we still have a number of committees clashing with each other, and I would like to ask the Secretariat concerned to correct the anomaly that is there. And maybe next time when we are doing the budget, we may put money so that committees do not cry over lack of funds. Otherwise, Mr. Speaker, sir, I reply. Thank you.
All members, a motion has been moved on the report from the Committee on Liaison on their consideration of half-yearly progress report for all committees for the period ended 30th June 2023. The motion has been debated and it's time to put a question for adoption. That as many as of the opinion that we adopt the report from Liaison Committee, say aye. As many as of the contrary opinion, say nay. Other members, the ayes have it, and the report from the Committee on Liaison on their consideration of the half-yearly progress report of all committees for the period ended 30th June 2023 has been adopted today, the 26th September 2023 at 15:18 hours. Next order, Madam Clerk.
Order number 9, the Kisumu County Finance Bill 2023, the County Assembly Bills number 8 of 2023 by the Honorable Joaquin. Okay, that is the first reading.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Mr. Speaker, on behalf of the Chair of Budget and the Appropriations Committee, I would like to ask the clerk to read the bill for the first time. Thank you.
Yes, Madam Clerk.
The Kisumu County Finance Bill 2023, a bill for an act of the Kisumu County Assembly to provide for the various taxes, fees and charges for services and for the other revenue-raising measures by the county government and for matters incidental thereto, is now read for the first time.
Thank you, honorable members. Now that the finance bill has been read, Finance Bill 2023, Kisumu County Finance Bill 2023 has been read for the first time. I want to direct that this bill be committed to the Committee on Budget and Appropriation for consideration and a report brought in this House in the next 14 days. I know 21 is the maximum. I'm giving them 14 because we are late. So, next order, Madam Clerk.
Order number 10, motion, adjournment for urgent matters of county importance, that is public participation on the Kisumu County Finance Bill 2023 by the Honorable Kennedy Ooko.
Yes, Honorable Kennedy.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I stand to move a motion of adjournment for urgent matters of county importance. That is public participation of the Kisumu County Finance Bill 2023. Mr. Speaker, aware that the Kisumu County Finance Bill has undergone first reading and committed to the Budget and Appropriations Committee in accordance with Standing Orders number 123, 6 Part B of the Kisumu County Assembly Standing Orders, a County Revenue Fund Bill, an Appropriations Bill, a Supplementary Appropriations Bill, or a Finance Bill shall be committed to Budget and Appropriations Committee. Further, aware that Orders number 123 Part 3 of these Standing Orders provide that the sectoral committees to which a bill is committed shall facilitate public participation and shall take into account the views and recommendations of the public when the committee makes its report to the County Assembly. Recognizing that the County Assembly has scheduled public participation exercise for the bill on Wednesday, 26th September 2023. Further, recognizing that the honorable members and staff of the County Assembly have a responsibility to actively participate in this process to ensure that the government serves the best interests of its constituents and upholds their democratic principles. Acknowledging that Order number 31-1, the Kisumu County Assembly Standing Order states, any member may at any time rise in his or her
Order, Honorable Majority Leader. Honorable Chair and Honorable Emily, could you please approach the Speaker? Proceed, Honorable Majority Leader.
Acknowledging that Orders number 31-1, the Kisumu County Assembly Standing Order states, any member may at any time rise in his or her and seek leave to move the adjournment of the County Assembly for purposes of discussing a definite matter of urgent county importance. Further, acknowledging that Orders number of the Kisumu County Assembly Standing Order states, on a day when the County Assembly is scheduled to adjourn to a day other than the next normal sitting day in accordance with the County Assembly calendar, the leader of the majority party or the leader of the minority party or another member of the County Assembly Business Committee shall move a motion of adjournment which shall be debated for not more than 3 hours, after which the County Assembly shall adjourn without question put. Now, therefore, this Assembly urges members to adjourn the County Assembly plenary sittings until Tuesday, 28th September 2023 at 2:30 p.m. Sorry, until Thursday, 28th September 2023 at 2:30 p.m. And I would like to ask Honorable Karen Obuambo to second.
Yes, Honorable Karen Ajuang of Kaloleni Shaurimoyo.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. As you know, public participation for the financial bill is a very important thing. So therefore, support the House to adjourn and we participate in the public. I second. Thank you.
Honorable members, a motion has been moved on adjournment by the majority leader, seconded by the honorable member for Kaloleni Shaurimoyo, Honorable Karen Ajuang. And I propose to put a question that we open it for debate. Yes, Honorable Ken Ouko.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I think I support this because it is very important, and public participation is enshrined in our law of the land, which is superior to the laws we are doing around with in this house. It is very important for us to go to the people and seek the mandate of the people concerning matters pertaining to development.
effort
Yes, the honorable member for North Nyakach, Tom Yao.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this opportunity. Mr. Speaker, being aware that public participation is equally an important role, just as what we are doing in this House, it is indeed a very important thing to support the adjournment motion so that we not only participate physically to this noble exercise, but also to help in mobilizing wananchi to attend this important thing. Mr. Speaker, it is a fundamental function that with the absence of our presence in that particular function, Mr. Speaker, it may not really yield what is required, but our presence there, I believe and trust that, just as been mentioned before, that we should put a lot of effort in, there are a lot of effort that we put in attending the assembly should equally be the same effort that we are going to put in attending this public participation. Mr. Speaker, I stand to support for the adjournment because of this fundamental act that we are due to attend. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, the honorable member for Moroni Kon.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker, honorable members. I also stand to support the adjournment. It's very important for the public participation. A number of them happens, and you'll agree with the honorable members that sometimes we get to reduce the tensions. Quite a number of areas, you find the locals coming with their own intentions. Us being the politicians who are used to these guys, we may help, or we do help in reducing the tensions as opposed to our staff members who may not have the capacity. So it is very important that physically we be present there and support the process as we also get to own the same process. I entirely support the enjoyment. Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker. Many, many thanks to honorable members.
Yes, the honorable member for Nyalenda B, James Were.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I also rise to support the adjournment of this House. Mr. Speaker, it is important for us to go back to the people and engage with them. Mr. Speaker, public participation is enshrined in our Constitution, and it is very important for us to join our people in enlightening them on the debate about the bill that is before us. Mr. Speaker, it is important for us to explain further so that our people can know what is before them and they can know to what extent their involvement is required. Mr. Speaker, I beg to support. Thank you.
Yes, general member for Kolua Central.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. First and foremost, the motion before us is about finance bill. The bill in itself might not be popular among the residents because they only knew about the finance bill in the national level. And since we are leaders and the people we represent should be in a position to understand what is going on, and sometimes with the poor performance in public participation, then I think this is the right time that we take to mobilize, especially traders who will be affected by this so-called bill, to attend the public participation, to give their input, so that any time they'll be seeing the enforcement officer or revenue officers, they should understand actually that it is money that we collect that can enable many things to happen, be it project, be it any other improvement that they might require from us as leaders. So I fully support the idea of adjournment, and for the same reason, I fully agree with the other members that we really need to see a way of mobilizing our people to have time to put their input, because this is a money bill, and especially a money bill, sometimes after the discussion, some will tend to disagree. But if majority will get the information and the assembly uses the right media to even inform other members who might not get the information directly, we'll really appreciate. So I welcome the motion and I fully support it, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, I'm the member for North Seme.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I'm standing to support the idea of adjourning the House for public participation because of the finance bill. Normally we know how it is the most emotional public participation because that's where we'll add and the Mwananchi will see that now you are pushing them to the wall so much. I'm just urging my fellow honorable members to ensure that they take charge to help our staffs from the assembly so that to prevent any backlash, because it is a process that we must finish, however emotional it will be. Thank you so much.
Yes, Honorable Emily.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'd like to support this motion on adjournment for public participation on the finance bill. Mr. Speaker, I'd like to encourage mobilization of these on the attendance of this public participation. Previously, there's been a laxity in the mobilization, and one of our key roles being representation might not really be achievable because we are not able to get the general views on some of these documents. So I'd like to encourage members to pull up their socks on mobilization, and also I would like to request if we can digitize these processes, because I know at times we hold these forums when most people are busy at their various workplaces. So maybe in future, or if you can work around digitizing these forums, then we'll be able to get better views and contributions in order for us to have a better document. Maybe if we can have a forum where people can send their views on mail, and also prior sharing of this document for the public to go through and be able to contribute well. Otherwise, I support this motion. Thank you.
Yes, the honorable member for West Nyakach.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I think you can check the mood of the House. I call the mover to reply. Thank you.
Yes, Honorable Majority Leader. Order, Honorable Chele, order. Honorable Chele, order. Yes, Honorable Majority Leader.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I want to thank members for supporting this motion. Mr. Speaker, I want to urge members that it is very important for them to attend public participation. It gives members a chance to engage with the people and understand fully what they think about this bill. I know it is also a democratic principle for the members of the public to attend public participation because it is a very important matter. And Mr. Speaker, without much ado, I reply. Thank you.
Thank you, honorable members. A motion has been moved on adjournment by the majority leader, seconded by the Honourable Member for Kaloni Shauri Moyo, debated by the Honourable Members. And now I want to give direction that the standing order states that on a day when the County Assembly is scheduled to adjourn to a day other than that next normal sitting day in accordance with the County Assembly calendar, the leader of majority party or the leader of minority party or another member of the County Assembly Business Committee shall move a motion of adjournment which shall be debated for not more than 3 hours, after which the County Assembly shall adjourn without question put. Honourable members, before I do the adjournment, allow me to recognize Advocate MJ Okumu, who has been in the House with us on the plenary. I request that you stand and bow so that honourable members can see you. Thank you so much, Advocate. We want to welcome you to this House any day as you observe the proceedings of this House. Honourable members, having read the standing order, I want to direct that this House stands adjourned until Thursday, 28th of September at 2:30 p.m.